Hi, this is Stacy with Lily Bean Crafts by Stacy. Welcome back, and if it's your first time, thanks for stopping by. Today I'm making this really cute, spooky Halloween tumbler, and I'm using the last piece from my collab with Slide Hustle. This is an 11 by 4 piece of vinyl that I got. There actually is two of them if you get the bundle, and you can use my discount code LilyBean15 over on the Etsy shop at Slide Hustle, where they have the most amazing vinyls, and you can use that discount code for your entire purchase. So I started off with a 24-ounce plump that I've sanded clean, and then I just used the hinge method to apply this piece of vinyl. And now I'm going in with some painter's tape. I'm going to go ahead and cover this up because I'm going to be taking this outside and spray painting the rest of it black. And then I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to create this foil look for the rest of it. So I spray painted it black, and then I'm going to go ahead and let this dry. Now I'm going in with my Southern Belle foil glue. This is extremely sticky, so please be careful when you're using this. So I'm going to go ahead and put this at the top and the bottom and go ahead and let this completely dry. And I'm going in with this foil that I also got from Southern Belle. It is called Galaxy, which I will have linked in my description. So I'm just going to go ahead and very carefully place this on here. I am kind of terrible when it comes to applying foils, which is why I generally go with a distressed look because I just cannot get them on clean. But I wanted it to be as flat and clean as possible, so I really took my time with it. I'm just going there and rubbing it out until I make sure I have it completely covered. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing at the top. This time I went ahead and I just laid it flat on the table to really try to just get it all applied as clean as possible, which it still never works for me, but that's my own thing that I am working on. It just tells me I need to work with foils more often. So now that I have that on, I'm going to go ahead and take off this painter's tape and put this off to the side for just a little bit. Make sure that everything's completely dry. And now I'm going in with my first 10 mLs of my Flynn Sisters Fast Set Epoxy. I'm going to go ahead and let this spin for 4 hours until it's completely dry. Then we're going to start working with some alcohol inks. So there are two reasons why I am using alcohol inks on this tumbler. For one, I like to get rid of the seam, and because of the way that this print is, it looks like it would be alcohol inks on there, so it's going to be really easy for me to kind of blend it in and get rid of that line. And so I'm just taking a little sea sponge that I have, and I'm going in with a combination of my Woody's Goodies Red Death and my Woody's Goodies Zombie. The zombie is going to go on the bottom. It's more of a purple, and then the Red Death is more of a red. So I'm going in at the top and kind of blending in the lines. I'll take it around and kind of blend it into it a little bit so it kind of matches the entire look of the print. And then I'm also going to take this and put it onto the foils because the foils don't, they could match, but I felt like they could be blended more to match the tumbler just a little bit more. So I went ahead and just changed up the color of that foil a little bit. And then once this all dries, I'm going to go ahead and put on another coat of epoxy. And I'm going in with another 10 mLs of my Fast Set Epoxy. Let this spin for 4 hours, and then we're gonna start working with some permanent vinyl. And I am taking some white permanent vinyl, and I'm using the font, it's called Nightmare, And what I did was I just wrote out some fun Halloween words like spooky Halloween and trick or treat. And I did make an offset of this at a 0.05, and I am using this purple metallic vinyl that I got from Tech Rep Crafts on Amazon, and I made the offset of that. So with me doing this like light purple and then the white on top of it, it almost makes it look like the word spooky is glowing, which is super cool. So that was why I absolutely love it the way that this was. I went ahead and I'm going to put all of these, I'm going to weed them out, put them all onto the tumbler, and then I'm also going to take the same purple metallic vinyl and just do some outlines around the separation between the vinyl and the foil. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you how I took some cute little skulls and bats and things like that, and spiders and spider webs, and I went in and made them have a little bit of a sheen to them, and I'll show you exactly how I did that. Found, like I said, some bats and spiders and webs and things like that right on my Cricut in my images, and I just printed them out on white permanent vinyl. And then now I'm taking my Magick tack from Adhesive Apothecary, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this on here. I like this for vinyl because it's tacky, but it's not super sticky like the foil glue. So I'm going to let this dry, and as you can see, I have not weeded yet. Now I'm going in with Vanishing Lilac from Simply Sarah, which is a white mica, but it has like a purple lilac shift to it. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that on here. And before I take it outside and spray it with my my clear sealant, I'm just taking the time to weed this out. And then once I have it all weeded, then I'm going to take it outside and I'm going to spray it with some clear sealant just to make sure that the micas stay in place. But for now, I'm just weeding out all of the little things. And then once I have it sprayed and dried, then I'm going to go ahead and apply all of these directly to the tumbler in all of the spots that I wanted to fill. And it's just going to give that glowy Halloween look to it that just seems to like be so popular right now. And then I'm going in with my final coats of epoxy. I am applying 10 mLs of my fast set epoxy on here. Once that's done, I'm going to sand it down really, really gently and make sure that I just have everything, any flaws, sanded out of it. And then I'm going to go in with my final 10 mLs of my Flynn Sisters Artist Cure resin, which is going to give the beautiful shine. And then we're going to work on the glitter butt. So I am just going in with my UV resin, that I get from Amazon, and I am using Shattered Opal for the glitter from Rae Creations. I didn't even bother to paint the bottom of it white. With this glitter, you just don't need that. So I'm going in and I'm just going to go ahead and do a couple layers of this glitter. I like to do it in small batches. I don't like to make a really thick one. It just doesn't seem to cure as well for me. For each one, I'm going to pop the bubbles and then put it under my heat lamp for a minute or two. And then once I have that all together, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more alcohol inks. I just wanted to give it like a purplish hue, and I just thought it would be really fun to add the inks to it. So what I'm using is I'm using Zombie from Woody's Goodies. I'm going to go ahead and get that on here. And then I'm also going to take a little bit of my 91% alcohol, get that on there too. And then I like to blow on it, and then it just gives like a little bit of a distressed look. And then after that, I'm going to go in with a little bit of just some white. I'm using Blanco Blanco from Pinata alcohol inks, and I'm going to go ahead and lighten that up a little bit. And then once I do that, I'm going to take a little bit more of my 91% alcohol and just lighten it up even more, because I'm going to be adding a UV DTF to it, and those are black. So I need it to be light enough so that you can really see the UV DTF once I have that applied. We'll be adding one more coat of the UV resin over the alcohol inks, just so that it is completely a fresh coat of UV resin when I start applying the UV DTF. And these UV DTFs that I'm using is a part of the collab that I have. It is a 12 by 12 sheet with all these great words on it and florals and things like that. So I'm just going ahead and just kind of figuring out how I want to place these. And with the UV DTF, you want to make sure that where you put it, you're happy with, because once you go ahead and apply it, you cannot move it. It is permanent. So I'm just making sure that I rub that out nice and good, and then I'll remove the carrier sheet. And then I'm just going to go ahead and apply the rest of these. And then I'm going to go in with my last coat of UV resin. And then this tumbler will be all done. And here is what the tumbler looks like. I love how it all came together. These little creatures are so adorable. I absolutely love this collab that I worked on with Slide Hustle. And you can still go get that bundle. Halloween isn't here yet. And I really, really hope that you liked all of the tutorials that I made with this bundle. And if you like this tutorial, please hit that like and subscribe button. And I'll see everybody again next week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.